Hi, I'm Kathleen, and I'm joined by Jordan Hatton of the YouTube channel Sickly MTG. Check that out. And we are here to build a sealed pool just like you'll be doing at your own Guilds of Ravnica pre-release coming up. And Jordan,
hello.
I know you have a Boros pool here, but are you ready to do like Team Goth Girl builds red white?
Goth girls. Yes, I am. This is probably one of the most off-brand things. I mean, like Orzhov mains going into Boros. It's gonna be interesting. But I mean, what is the set if not for trying out something absolutely new? I'm really excited. I hope everybody else is really excited to sort of see what this guild has to offer.
Let's crack into it.
Yeah. All right. Kathleen did a wonderful job of like pre-ripping it for me.
Yeah, I jammed my fingernail in there.
Yeah.
Pre-scored. Well, because I saw Sam like trying to tear into it. Like,
yeah.
Oh, I'm bad at my job.
Oh, it's all good. So there we go. Beautiful. Oh, this angel. Oh my God.
So if you're going to your own pre-release, if you crack that open, you will see that you get, instead of your typical 6 booster packs, you get 1 booster pack that is seeded just for your guild. So no matter what you're doing, you can always do fun and exciting Boros things. And the Boros mechanic, go for it. Yes. Crack in there, is Mentor. And that puts +1/+1 counters on smaller creatures. I like how we're doing a lot of good hand modeling.
Yeah. So let's lead up the anticipation.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, Ral with his hair up.
I wish I could get my hair to do that. There's a lot of product he's got in there.
Oh. Give me like 20 minutes on that season comb.
Oh my goodness, do you have one from, do you have Tajik in there? You do, you have one from every guild. Perfect.
This is beautiful. All right, I'm gonna continue the
slow roll.
The slow roll. Beautiful. We are the Boros Legion sign. These are beautiful, fantastic, wonderful. And a divider, wow.
Good for keeping your sideboard from your main.
Yeah.
But most importantly, you get a token.
A token. All right,
and
no.
And you get a seeded pack with a promo rare in it.
All right, let's see just what this promo rare is. It is a foil Deafening Clarion.
All right, so choose one or both. Deafening Clarion deals 3 damage to each creature. Creatures you control gain lifelink until end of turn. Interesting.
Pretty good.
That seems like a mighty combat trick, which is kind of what Boros, I think, wants to be up to this time around.
Yeah, I'd say so. All right, let's just drop the cards really quickly. Yeah, this card is beautiful. All right, so we have a Boros Locket, a staple for these games.
Oh, a Legion Guildmage.
Yeah, that's amazing.
So those are interesting because they're sort of like repeatable mana sinks late in the game. So it's 5 and tap, and it deals 3 damage to each opponent. And for 2 and white and tap another target creature. Very cool.
That is really cool. Boros Challenger. The Mentor mechanic for this is really, really sweet this time around. It's definitely going to be, in my opinion, just sort of the hallmark of Boros in general.
Ooh, this pack is spicy.
This is a good boy. Oh my God.
Oh my goodness. I don't think I've actually seen the True Fire Captain before. What does this person do?
So when it attacks, put a +1/+1 counter on target attacking creature with a lesser power. And whenever it is dealt damage, it deals that much damage to target player. It's like, you want to slap me? Have fun slapping me.
Oh.
All right, we got Haste, a red classic, and of course Mentor as well.
Which is actually pretty good on a 4/2.
That's fantastic. All right, Pair Healing Patrol.
Flying Vigilance.
Yeah.
Ooh, this is a good pack.
Yeah, this is really sweet. Candlelight Vigil. I pulled this in the PPR. It's a really just good aura. I feel like there weren't many auras in this set at all.
There are not too many auras in this set.
But this one's really good. Like 4/4/3/2 and Vigilance. Like, I like it.
Goblin Locksmith. Whenever Goblin Locksmith attacks, creature's defender can't block this turn. That's extremely aggressive and super good for you against probably like the Izzet decks.
Yeah.
And maybe some of the Dimir decks.
Oh yeah.
Oh, there's more.
Oh, there's more. We got Sure Strike. Fantastic. The art on this is so good. It's just like, I feel like the art is a little Izzet, but we'll take it. All right, next. Rumblebolt Boar.
Oh, when it enters the battlefield, target creature gets +2/+0 until end of turn. Nice, nice.
Yeah.
That could help something mentor something that has perhaps already been mentored before.
Yes. Righteous Blow. 1-drop instant, always good.
Yep.
Yeah. The art's really nice on that.
I feel like that's White's answer to Deadweight, like the 1-pip removal spell.
Yes. I love this card. Just some buddies, adding some lifelink, and we got some Orzhov in there.
You got the Orzhov flavor text.
Yes, I retweeted about this flavor text this morning. Feels good. It feels right. And Torch Courier, haste as always. Sacrifice it and it gains haste. Something else gains haste until end of turn. I know how to speak English.
I feel like that is like probably pretty good in a Boros deck just because it's very aggressive, and I think that's what this deck wants to do.
Oh yeah, it wants to do the slap, and of course a Boros Guildgate. Oh yes, I love these.
This is a cool looking pack. I think pretty much any of this stuff could have a home in a Boros deck.
Yeah, this is all good. The seeded packs are definitely, they know what's good. I'm gonna put them all to the side for the time being because they're all pretty solid.
Yeah, they're all definitely playable in a Boros sealed deck.
Yeah, who would have thunk?
It's like Wizards is good at their job.
It's amazing. All right, let's put the. There we go.
So tidy.
I try. So yeah, so this is quite exciting for me. For anybody who doesn't know, I've been playing for Magic for like a year, and I have been playing sealed formats for 4 days. So, I skipped like walking and just immediately took to like all out sprinting.
Well, I'm here to answer any questions, but I'm also not very good at building sealed decks.
Yes.
More of a drafter. What's the rare? Ooh. Maybe
Ral emblem. I don't think emblem.
no, it just
It's
thinks
the emblem
Ral.
for him. I got a Dimir Guildgate.
Possibly useful if you want to go to Grixis.
I could. Ooh.
Oh, but a Conclave.
Beautiful.
Oh, a foily Conclave Guildmage. That's also nice. And
Yeah.
possible if you could go green, white, red, you could go Naya.
Yeah.
So, but
Wow, that's beautiful.
all right.
Definitely options. All right, so let's see. This one's pretty good. Ornery Goblin. I mean, who doesn't like a good old red goblin, a classic?
Well, it just because when it blocks or becomes blocked, and that happens before combat. So if somebody declares a blocker, it's immediately dealing 1 damage.
Yeah.
So you can use that to either have it deal 1 damage and trade up to kill something with 3 toughness, which is actually probably very valuable for a deck that's trying to get out and attack quickly. Or you could just use it to ping off like a 1 toughness creature, just to make your opponent's life a little bit harder. So I think that's a fine 2-drop in this deck.
Yeah, I really like this one. Good for the curve as well. And Skyline Scout. I like this. It's a pretty good cost in terms of making things fly, especially if you don't have a lot of flyers, which I feel like so far we're not really pulling that much.
Well, there's a couple of flyers in there. You had one in your sealed pack for sure. You had the Parhelion something.
Yes. But let's put that in like the maybe pile. All right, we have a Wall of Mist. We have the Wojak Bodyguard, or Wojak
Horseman, as we were calling it.
Yes. It's good for, especially, I would say, so this deck is just, we want to just slap all the time.
I feel like you're never not just turning every creature sideways and slapping.
So I feel like he's a good addition to the deck. All right. We have some green, more blue. We have a Selesnya Locket.
Maybe?
It's a beautiful card. I'm gonna just probably put it near the very bottom.
Oh, that is something that you want, though.
Yes, Direct Current.
So Cameron played this card against you at the pre-release, did he not?
He did. He played it against me a sure lot. The jumpstart mechanic, especially for like being able to sort of bring these like sorceries back and instants back, it's fantastic. I love it. As someone who has been the receiver of this card a few times already, I know that it's fantastic, and I know that it needs to be in the pool for sure.
You're like, no, I've experienced. This is my lived experience.
Yeah, I've survived through this. All right, is it Locket? Good if we end up splashing for blue.
Oh, and then what's this?
Yeah. I love this guy. So 2/2 for 2, and then you pay 1, sacrifice him, and you get to choose either it does 2 damage to target creature or it destroys target colorless non-land permanent.
So an artifact creature, which there are a couple, or like a locket,
Yeah.
or I don't know. There's definitely targets for that, and he's a bear with upside.
Exactly. I like it. These goblin bears are doing real good. All right, this one is blue-black, though I love Dimir, probably not going to be. Ooh, I love this card. It's a really high cost, but it's pretty good for the end game. Can't be countered, does 6 damage to any target. This could be a really solid finisher, especially in formats where your life is only 20. I'm used to EDH, which is 40, so it's...
Well, and a card like this might give you, like, because if you're going aggressive and fast, you might get where you get out from underneath them and then they just start stabilizing and they stabilize at like 5 or 6 and you're like, lol.
Yeah, exactly. It's fantastic. It is a blaze that is quite inescapable. And a dawn of hope. This art, oh my gosh, it's beautiful, first of all. I feel like this card might not be very synergistic at the moment just because I don't have a lot of life gain. Obviously, we've only opened the 1 pack plus the seeded, so I'm going to put it in the maybe pile.
I mean, I feel like that's better in a Selesnya deck.
Yeah.
You can see that the lady is wearing Selesnya armor. So I think that's Wizards telling you. It's like, psst. There's a hint. But so far, we've got some good stuff, and you've still got 4 more packs to open, Jordan.
Yeah. I think we're going to have a good time. I feel like this set is just unbelievably powerful, and I can't handle it. We got a soldier, and we got another. We got a Selesnya Guildgate.
Not necessarily a bad thing to have.
Not the worst thing in the world. Let's see. Ooh, and we got a Beast Whisperer.
Ooh, that's so hard to splash, but that's so good, and especially if you're running a lot of small creatures.
Well, I have a feeling it's beginning to look pretty green all up in here. It's pretty good. I like that. All right, let's take a look. Unexplained Disappearance. This card is just fantastic. I love bounce cards. I love this art. The Surveil mechanic's really good. Unfortunately, I don't think it's very good with what we've got going on now, but this.
What is? I have not seen Cosmotronic Wave. What does that card do?
So it deals 1 damage to each creature opponent controls, and they can't block that turn.
I feel like that would be so good against a Selesnya deck. You just wipe out all of their tokens and then just go, I know that you got like 40 creatures out, one of which is a 5/7, and the other, I don't know, what's a ludicrous Selesnya creature, like a 15/15.
Something like that. But just, no.
Yeah.
Slap. Perfect. In you go.
Yes.
And that art. Oh my god. Have you enjoyed back-to-back me and Sam just probably talking about art all the time?
Sam definitely was like, ah, yes, this artist. And I was like,
oh yes, that artist. We got another Sworn Companions. Pretty solid. Another Wall of Mist. I feel like Defender is definitely something that we don't need to worry about in this at all. Severed Strands. This is just a beautiful, beautiful card. I feel like at this point we're not splashing black, but I mean it needs the love that it deserves.
just for the look of it?
Yeah, it just needs the screen time, and this is just such a black card in my opinion, and it's my baby. My baby that I'm leaving at home for the day. All right.
Baby is going to daycare.
Exactly.
Baby will be well loved and cared for.
Yes. Vanilla Rhino.
Honestly, not as bad as I thought.
Yeah.
At first I was like, it doesn't have a guild watermark on it. Do I want to play it?
Yeah.
4/3, fine stats.
Yeah, that's
kind
good.
of a pain in the butt.
I like it.
Hard to deal with.
It's good for the slap.
Although you know what kills it is the goblin, ornery goblin, because it's a 2/1, and if it becomes blocked, it deals 1 damage. So you can poke it for 1 and then get through the other 2 if they block.
Exactly. All right. We have.
Oh, another Parhelion Patrol.
Yeah, we're gonna put it in the maybe pile. We have another Boros Locket. A important staple. But, you know, we don't have to have too many. We have Savage Worm. I feel like this would, or Siege Worm, first of all. I feel like this would actually be pretty good because it's a pretty large creature. And if we're going to be playing a lot of creatures in this deck,
I'm wary that it's like well, like of the 2 greens might make it hard to splash, but we'll see what kind of fixing you get.
Yeah.
If you open a chromatic lantern, then you run whatever you want.
Exactly. Oof. I love this card. It's just, it's going to be like in every single Is It deck, period. Any format that it's legal in, period. It's fantastic. But it's not in this deck. All right, Necrotic Wound. Again, we're not really doing black, but this card's amazing. I just wanted to give it the love it deserves. All right. Ooh. Join Shields. I haven't seen this one.
No, I haven't seen it either. Creatures you can untap all creatures you control. They gain hexproof and indestructible until end of turn.
Well then.
Oh, that's like you go all out and they're like, Alpha Strike back, and you're like, no.
Yeah. I love that.
You do have to leave up 5 mana for that though, so that's a lot.
That is a lot.
That's like you take your whole turn off casting that to hopefully get them back.
Yeah. I feel like that's a pretty decent maybe card though, because I have to get out of the EDH mentality where you're just playing 16 turns ahead.
Yeah. I feel like you have like some very good sideboard cards. Like I feel like Cosmotronic Wave and Join Shields are cards you sideboard in depending on particular matches. Like you want this one if you play against Selesnya, and you want this one if you know you're going to have a long, grindy game ahead of you.
I agree. Right. Last one, Crush Contraband. I think this one's also a pretty good sideboard card. Seeing them that way. Second or third game, seeing,
Well, there is some enchantment-based removal, though. There's Luminous Bonds here, and there's the blue enchantment with Flash, whose name I cannot recall, and I think both of those are solid targets. Worst comes to worst, maybe you get somebody's Locket, and then you take them off 1 color of mana, but probably that's a very edge case for that.
Exactly.
But, you never know.
Yeah.
So far, things are looking pretty good, though.
I agree. I'm going to tidy up a little bit. I'm making a mess.
Just put all the black cards aside. We're not running you.
Yeah. I feel like for us, this is like the worst possible scenario. It's like, why can't we play the black cards, though? Have you considered letting us play the black cards? All right, I'm just going to get these all the way out of the way. Like they don't even exist anymore.
Jordan's committing hard to not playing black. Well, I mean, it's the only color that you don't have access to fixing in as well.
Exactly.
Right?
All right, I like to have this place be kind of clean. All right, these are maybes, high chances.
And then if you're going into green, those are some potential.
Yeah. Look. See, you can draft and be neat.
It can be very hard to build a sealed pool because you have a lot of information you need to parse all at once, and you need to be like, there's so many cards here.
We got an Alpha Knight. We got a Boros Guildgate. Perfect.
Excellent.
We love the Guildgate. And we have a Vivid Revival.
Up to 3 target multicolored cards from your graveyard to your hand. Exile Vivid Revival.
Well,
that is. I feel like that's a lot better if you're in a green deck.
I agree.
Typically, you don't want to splash for stuff like that.
Yes.
You want to splash for powerful creatures and things that affect the board because you're inherently taking on the risk of making your mana base worse.
It's true. I love that card, though. If you're playing green, play this card. That's fantastic. All right. Barging Sergeant. Wonderful.
That's another good mentor creature.
We have the 10th District Guard. ETB, target creature gets +0/+1 until end of turn.
That seems fine.
Yeah. Gotta make the big boys bigger. We have Leapfrog.
Now, Leapfrog is interesting because it's a target creature. Leapfrog is flying as long as you cast an instant or sorcery this turn, so not maybe the best for your deck, but I feel like it has a definite home in the Is It deck.
I agree. We have a vanilla 3 for a 3/2. Pretty solid. I mean, we're going for big creatures at this point. Should we even just... Look, it's a black card that we're not playing. Cool, bye. All right. I like this bad boy.
That's Hitchclaw Recluse, I think, is a fine splash depending on the matchup.
Definitely. I think if we're going in for these 3 colors, definitely would be a good sideboard. Here we got another Boros Locket.
Wow.
We're definitely going to be good for the fixing of mana, that's for sure.
Wow, a third Parhelion Patrol.
I like this. This deck likes me.
I feel like if you have that many Parhelion patrols, you don't need a Hitchclaw Recluse because the Hitchclaw Recluse is blocking flyers, and these can also block flyers.
Exactly. Yeah. Let's see. We have another Siege Worm. Another pretty... Green is really doing its work this time around. We have another one of these bad boys, and we have a Nightveil Predator.
Oh, that's such a good card, but
I
it's
know.
so not what you could play.
I know. It's beautiful, though. One like equals one respect. Oh, we have Golgari Raiders. Haste and Undergrowth. Gives it a +1/+1 for every creature card in the graveyard. I don't hate that. Maybe in the maybe pile.
Yeah.
Yeah. We have a Wand of Vertebrae.
What on earth does that do? Put the top card of your library into your graveyard. Then 2 and tap, exile Wand of Vertebrae, shuffle up to 5 target cards from your graveyard to your library. I think that's much better if you care about your graveyard, if you're
I
playing
agree.
Golgari.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I mean, like, look at the art on that. That's just full-on Golgari. All right.
All right. Gosh.
2 packs left.
There's already a lot of playables in this pool.
Yeah, I'm quite pleased with this. It's always good when the problem is I have too many things to cut versus not having enough. Oh, that pretty bird.
I've definitely gone drafts where I'm like, okay, well, I've got 20 playables. Yeah. And is it Guildgate is good? So if you want to start, if you're like, oh, I ripped a blue rare, that's, now you can splash for it.
It's true. Oh, we have the beautiful foil Dimir Guildgate. I'm so sorry, my love. You are not of this day. All right, let's do maximize altitude.
Creature gets +1/+1, engage flying until end of turn. That might not be bad.
Yeah.
In your deck, just to like push some damage through and possibly pump something up so it can mentor a smaller creature. If you play blue, if you have a reason to play blue, you have a reason to play that, but I wouldn't splash blue for that.
Yeah, so far I'm not, unfortunately, feeling the blue.
No, you have opened much better green than you have blue.
I agree.
So.
All right, another Torch Carrier. Good little boy. Oh, we have a Hunted Witness.
Oh, such value.
Oh, it's so good. That's just free real estate right there. Love him. Oh, never happened. This card is just so flavorful, but not relevant. And we have another Hitchclaw Recluse. A Deadly Visit.
Oh, such a good card, but also not
so good.
happening.
It's such a fantastic card that we're not going to play.
Boros doesn't want to spend 5 mana to remove a creature, though. Like,
exactly.
You could play 3 of your own creatures for that much.
Exactly. Why not smash creature instead? All right, we have an Is It Locket. It's definitely trying. Oh, we have another Direct Current.
Oh, I think that just goes right into the we're playing you pile.
Yes. All right, an Iron Shell Beetle. I haven't seen this one yet.
When Iron Shell Beetle enters the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature.
It's all right. Yeah.
There's a card called Bond Beetle. You've probably seen it. Probably not in Commander though. It's a 1/1 for 1 that when it enters, it puts a +1/+1 counter on. Like. I feel like, I don't know if that's very relevant in Commander. I don't play a lot of Commander.
Yeah, I don't think I haven't seen it at least.
Yeah.
Oof.
Oh. Arboretum Elemental. You've got all these really good double green.
Yes.
Convoke your creatures. And then it's got hexproof.
Yeah, I love that. That's pretty strong.
I feel like the number of hexproof creatures or things that give your creature hexproof in the set is why you have not seen a lot of auras and equipment in this set.
That would make a lot of sense.
That's fun. That's not typically super interactive, but do you have other spice?
See, this is pretty spicy.
You have a second Legion Guild Mage?
Oh man.
That's very good.
Why did I not draft this for the PPI? Oh, this is so good. Oh my god. Yes, yes, yes. I'm so happy. This is fantastic.
I don't know if you need to splash a color at this point. Your red and white is looking very, very good.
Yeah, I'm getting a little greedy by putting all these greens aside. I haven't seen this one either. This Defender and Reach gains indestructible until end of turn.
That's actually pretty good if something's got something huge. But I mean, you got to pay 5 for that, so you're basically taking your whole turn to blank their whole turn.
Yeah.
I don't know how good it is. I have no way of evaluating that.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure that there's definitely some decks that that's just going to flourish in, but not. Of course.
Okay. I have not seen this card, but I've heard so many people talk about it.
It's amazing. I love it.
Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, copy it for each other instant and sorcery spell you've cast before it. You made choose. Oh, so it's Storm.
Yeah, basically.
I mean, that's super good, but not in this deck.
No, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. You could have gone to a much better home. All right, last one. And we're going with our girl. All about the flair for the drama. All right. A white card on top. I'm feeling good about this. All right, we got another soldier.
Useful.
Always useful. Another Dimir Guildgate.
What
Not
is-
useful. All right, let's start. A Take Heart.
Target creature gains +2/+2 until end of turn. You gain life. 1 life for each attacking creature you control. Seems fine.
I like it. It's really good for this deck, too. Should I even just skip? I'm going to skip through the blue really quick. Got a Dimir Informant. We don't need to get informed. We know everything.
Yeah.
We have the Brazen Bats. They can fly away.
I think that's a very fine card.
It's a good time.
Well, I mean, like, sometimes, like, a 3/1 is not exactly a fantastic body.
Yeah.
But 3/1 trades up in the air.
Exactly.
Like, you know,
Yes.
it's not so bad.
We have a Rumblebelt Boar. ETB, get +2/+0 to get to buff your boys.
Yeah. And, like, if you buff something, if you have 2 2/2s as well, because it's got an ETB effect, then you buff that to a 4/0, and one of the 2/2s has Mentor, you can still mentor the smaller creature.
Oof, that's good. That's some synergy, kids. All right, we have a green card.
I don't think you want to play a Portcullis Vine.
I don't either. We don't need Defender in this house. Not playing this card, but I love it. It's beautiful. Pitiless Gorgon. Just, it's a little high for like a 2/2, but like the Death Touch makes it, and the art is fantastic.
Also, like, if you were playing in a Dimir deck, note that that's hybrid mana or something, so you could just play 1 black for that.
That's true.
And still have a fairly useful utility creature, because Death Touch can do a good job gumming up the board against, like, these bigger, more aggressive Boros creatures and, like, the Selesnya creatures.
Plus, I mean, who doesn't like a nice Gorgon? Ooh. We have Hammer Dropper.
Oh, that is exactly what you want from a mentor creature, I think. A 5/2.
Yes.
It will always be making something bigger.
Exactly. Oh my gosh.
And that's a 5/2, and you have the Barging Sergeant is a 4/5, right?
So it can mentor the Barging Sergeant.
Well, it could mentor the Barging Sergeant, who also has Mentor, so you can go down the line, but also, like, for 1 less mana, it's got 1 more power, which might be really relevant to you.
Exactly.
Although it doesn't have haste, and the Barging Sergeant has haste.
Yes. All right, we have an Artful Takedown, which is getting taken down immediately.
That's a good card, but not for you.
It's great. Another example, Hypothesisal. Again.
Now, if you were going to splash blue, Hypothesisal is not necessarily a bad card to splash for, because you get to draw 2 cards, and then if you want to discard a card, if you had a Jumpstart card to discard or just a card that was not relevant, it does have to be a non-land card, but like if you have like a 1/1 and you're like, this is so irrelevant to the board state, then you can have it deal 4 damage to target creature.
That's true.
So it's like 2 for 1. Like, it's too expensive just for drawing cards because it's 5 mana. But I don't think that this deck should splash blue. But if you're in the situation where you were, that's like something that you're like, hey,
it's
why
a
not?
solid choice, yeah. All right. We have Sumala Woodshaper.
What earth? When Samala Woodshaper enters the battlefield, look at the top 4 cards of your library. You may reveal a creature enchantment card from among them, and put that into your hand, and put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. I don't know if that card is good.
I think it's going to be really good for EDH. Like, Commander is sort of, cards like that is sort of where they flourish. But yeah, I agree. I don't think in a sealed environment she's quite the best. It's 4 for a 2/1. Her effect isn't that good.
It doesn't put them into the bin, which is so relevant in this set.
Yes. Oh, I love this card, and don't think I'm going to be able to play it. Maybe. I'm going to put it in the maybe pile. It's the Gatekeeper Gargoyle.
I think that card is totally decent if you're already running a couple of gates because it's got a even amount of power and toughness and it flies and it's easy to cast.
Yeah, I need to see how many gates we're running in this because if I only run like 2.
Yeah, if you're running, I think the ideal is that you cast a 4/4 flyer for 6, which I think is like not amazing, but it is 6 colorless.
That's true.
I think that card, I'm not saying that card's great. I'm saying that card's probably fine if you're running a couple of gates.
Yes, I love that card. I really just want to do a deck all around just the gate mechanic, but I'm gonna wait for that. All right, Thoughtbound Phantasm, really cool card. Unfortunately, not useful to us. We're down to 2. We have World Sword Colossus.
That's the elemental, and it's got Convoke, so you can use your creatures to cast it, which seems cool, but I don't think that you have creatures you have sitting around to use for Convoke in this deck.
We just turn and attack. And last but not least is Expansion and Explosion.
Interesting. So you could conceivably cast Expansion. You could conceivably just have that because you could cast it for just red. Oh. But it's copy target instant or sorcery converted spell with converted mana cost 4 or less. You may choose new targets for the copy, which is not exactly what your deck is doing.
Exactly.
And Explosion is deals X damage to any target. Target player draws X cards, but that is red, blue, X.
Yeah.
I think that's too expensive for what your plan is.
I quite agree. Wonderful for an Izzet deck, but we're not running Izzet, are we? All right. And there we go. That is what we have opened. Now we get to do the fun stuff,
which is figure out what everything is.
Yes.
I think your pool is very deep.
Yeah.
And you could probably easily build a 23 just out of red and white at this point. There's a lot of good stuff in there.
Yes, I agree. I mean, there are a couple guild gates in there, but there's 34 cards between the 2 of them. So, as much as I would like to splash green, we've got some pretty cool stuff. We don't need to, and this is a Boros box. Like, let's show what this guild can do. Yeah. All right. So let's see. Get rid of green. There we go. Cool. Look at it. It's like it's brand new. Wow, no. Okay, so I sort of just like to go through and see what cards I'm really, really excited about. Let's see. And then sort of run them by CMC. Borrow Socket's quite good. Sure Strike. Actually, I'm just going to organize them just by CMC first. A little bit easier to focus everything, and then I can sort of start to see the curve as well.
I think with a Boros deck, you're wanting just as many creatures as possible, and you're probably only going to maybe have 5 to 6 spells, like where you might play a lot more spells in a more controlling deck. I think your win condition is turning man sideways.
I agree. And I feel like with that as well, we want to, especially with the mentor mechanic, we can play some lower
impact creatures.
Yeah.
Well, a nice thing is, but if you run some of your higher cost mentor creatures, you can even mentor your Parhelion patrols because they're only the 2 power, which is sort of a downside, but maybe not.
Yeah. I mean, we don't know. The set is brand new. 2, 3. Let's look at 6. Cool. So definitely a lot of 3 drops, which isn't a bad thing. I've noticed a lot, and you're the one who can speak a little bit better on it, that usually the 3 CMC is usually like the best. It's like the most right number for a drop in a sealed card.
It depends on what you're doing. Like if you're trying to just dig in for the long game, maybe you just want to play a lot of those like 1/4s.
That's
right?
fair, yeah.
And then just like, no, my job is to counter your stuff and hold on until I can resolve this ridiculous like 7 drop and then just get you, right?
Yeah, that's fair.
But I think in this deck, this curve looks perfect.
Yeah.
Because you want as many small creatures as possible and just turn them sideways and get them mentored up. I don't think that you need to run 2 copies of Boros Locket because you want, like, I think 1 copy is good, but I think your curve is low enough that you're not going to need to do a lot of ramping. Oh, and you have 3 copies actually, so I think you can take 2 out.
I agree. On the opposite side, for me personally, I feel like the 2 instances of direct current are...
Oh, get in there.
Yeah, they're the immediate keep.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful.
I think if we're looking at your 3-drop slot, I don't think that you need 2 copies of Sworn Companions. I think that card is better in Selesnya, and I think that you can leave 1 and then maybe reevaluate if you just have more relevant bodies that you want to play.
I agree. I'm not gonna completely chuck it like I did with the Boros, but
yeah.
I agree that the 1 is good enough for right now on the 1 Boros Locket.
Just because you're like, if you're thinking, oh, but this, like, you can always cash it in to draw cards if you need to refill your grip. And probably everything else is also good. Like, you have enough other creatures that the Wojak Bodyguard will probably be fine. I don't know about the Fearless Halberdier.
Halberdier, yeah. Yeah, she's a little...
She might be fine.
Yeah, I'll put her just in the...
I don't know how to evaluate the vanilla creatures in the set yet.
That's the thing, yeah. And then the Deafening Clarion. I think that's a really good card to keep. And I mean, it is my special pack foil.
And also you could really get somebody with it.
Exactly. Wonderful. Okay, so let's go for the 2 drops next. Shore Strike, I love this card. It's especially just instants, perfect for if we are in a blocking situation. Right. We have 2 Legion Guild Mages.
I'd run them both.
I agree. Let's see, what are we at? 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. This is so fun. All right. No more doubles. Let's check. Boros Challenger, I really like him. The flavor text on this is so funny. Oh my god. Send your champion. I could use a light workout. He's so sassy.
It's very Boros.
It's so Boros.
A light workout.
Yeah.
That's just like turning that's twisting the knife.
Yeah. Boros.
It's like that's the warm up.
Yeah.
It's very rude.
Yeah. Boros is just like, they're like the football team.
Oh, they are.
They're just like a bunch of chads, and I love it. All right, I like him.
Boros, the chattiest guild.
It's really true, to be honest. Let's see.
I feel like you definitely, because now we're getting into the 2/1 slots. I feel like I would go with Ornery Goblin over Goblin Locksmith, just because he's got more upside.
I agree.
To being aggressively turned sideways.
Yes, the upside bear is much more of an upsided bear. So yeah, we'll put the Ornery Goblin in.
Because, like, not everyone is going to be running creatures with Defender.
Exactly.
And maybe you board that guy in against somebody with creatures with Defender. But you just have so many cards, you have to start, being like, oh, what's the least good here?
Yeah, the Locksmith's really good for a sideboard, I think. All right. I'm not 100% sure how I feel about the 10th District card. I think a good sideboard.
So I think it's
like she's
think it's
fine.
probably fine, but
she's fine.
I don't. I would rather run the Goblin Crater Maker
I agree.
because it just is onboard removal, right?
Yeah.
Deals 2 damage to target creature. So if somebody has like just another Guild Mage or there's the 2/2 flyers and stuff like that that do all sorts of things. It's just like
It's good, yeah. And like especially one like 1 cost for the sack. It's good.
It's very good.
Speaking of paying a cost.
Also, he doesn't have to be untapped. It's not tap and sacrifice. It's just
Yes.
pay 1 and sacrifice.
Exactly.
So you can do it.
He can be tapped out and then just.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I'm.
It seems fine.
Yeah.
Seems like a C.
Yeah.
It's very average.
Yeah.
I listen to a podcast called Limited Resources a lot, and
Yeah.
they're sort of like, C's are fine. They're not great. They're not bad. Sometimes they're perfectly solid cards that you can put in a deck.
Exactly. It's on the B team for now. Mm-hmm. That's actually, I would rather play
Well, I guess
this.
that's the C team, but
The C team, yeah. I would definitely rather play this over these 3. So
Yeah.
he's going to start his own little pile. All right. Torch Carrier. I like him.
I honestly think a little hasty 1-drop gray in this
Yeah,
deck. I think
yeah.
you should run both of them.
He sneaks in, he's just like, I like him. 2 of them in. All right, Righteous Blow.
You definitely want to run that.
Yep.
Because just as removal.
Exactly. And especially I feel like it's removal in the non-classic sense, so it's a good way to work around. All right, Hunted Witness. He just saw some stuff he shouldn't have.
I think that card is fine.
Yeah. It's good value. It's free real estate.
Yeah, exactly. There's all upside.
Yes. Take Heart. I like it.
It's such a low opportunity cost card.
Mm-hmm.
The nice thing about Righteous Blow, by the way, is because it's attacking or blocking creature, you can use it to make your creatures like you're sort of 2-for-1ing yourself at that point. But if there's just like a 4 or 5 or like something like that, you can like get the last 2 points of damage in
Exactly.
because your creatures are all on the smaller side. Although you have some big guys too.
Yeah, we're working up to him. I would put it in.
Yeah.
It helps up the curve a little bit. All right, now we're up to 4. We did this in a weird order. All right, let's see. Do we have any? So we have a couple Rumble Belt Boars.
Here, I'm actually going to move your cards down because
Yeah.
otherwise we're going to start
yeah.
building into the card reader zone.
Exactly.
And that guy can just go to the side up there.
Yes. All right.
I think one of those is fine. I
Yeah,
don't know if I'd run 2.
Yeah, I agree. Just 1 is more than enough.
But if you need, just put it
Yeah.
in the, well, maybe if I need to change some stuff out and put a bigger dude in.
Exactly. All right. Parhelion Patrol. I think all 3.
At least 2?
Yeah. I think. Yeah. Let's see how we're doing for card number, and then I feel like I would play that one at a higher chance than some of the other C team.
I feel like the Crush Contraband is,
It's a fantastic sideboard card.
yeah, I just don't know if I'd start in the main. I think if I was you, I'd just rather run another creature.
Exactly. I'm really excited about this for my Angel Commander deck, though. This card I love, so I'm scooping that up the minute that, or hopefully I get it in my pre-release. All right. So, Cosmotronic Wave deals 1 damage to each creature. I mean,
I had sideboard card.
yeah.
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 Like I don't think it does enough against the Golgari or the Dimir decks.
I agree. All right. I mean, in my opinion, it's,
Windmill Slam.
Yeah,
Get in my deck.
All right. Let's do the Hammer Dropper, and like a hammer, it drops right into my deck.
Yeah. That's literally everything this deck wants to do.
Yes. Sideboard, I think.
Yeah, if you need to beef up your creature.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22. Yeah, because we're getting pretty close. All right. Barging Sergeant.
I think that card is fine.
I agree. I think maybe just 1 of them, though.
Yeah, I wouldn't run
Yes.
2. And then, but in your late drop slot, then you have your Inescapable Blaze and your Gatekeeper Gargoyle.
Yes.
I don't like Gatekeeper Gargoyle in this deck because ideally you're not waiting around until you have a bunch of gates and 6 mana.
Exactly. And I mean, I only do have the 2 Boros Guild gates, so it's not worth it.
Yeah, like if you're in a matchup and you're like, wow, and the thing is you already have 2 Parhelion Patrol that you can use to like block in the air. And hopefully mentor with the True Fire True Fire Captain mentor? Yes. And the Hammer Dropper and the Barging Sergeant. And then other smaller creatures, once they get a counter on them, if they have mentor, could then mentor those, right? And so they could grow, hopefully. I just think you have better things to do with 6 mana.
I agree, 100%. This, on the other hand, I do quite like the Inescapable Blaze.
It's just like a guarantee.
Yeah, it's just like it's the backup. It's the nuke button, like just in case anything goes wrong.
Yeah. If you're like bogged down and you're like, oh, you're dead, or your big blocker's out of the way.
Exactly.
So how many cards does that give you now?
So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24.
I wonder if you could run 16 land in this deck, given your curve. That might be a little greedy, considering 2 of them come in tapped.
But I do also have the Locket, which
Right.
does help a little bit.
Yeah? It's so hard. You know what I would cut?
What would you cut?
I would cut Sworn Companions, because it's 3 mana, and it gives you 2 1/1 soldiers, but they don't have mentor, they don't do anything.
And it's a little too Selesnya.
Well, it's just slow, too.
Yeah.
Like, you can't cast, because it's cast for sorcery speed, so you can't cast this on their turn and then have 2 more dudes to attack with. You can't cast this in response, be like, surprise, blockers.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it's more for, like, building up your board to go wide.
Yeah.
And then you have a very lean 23 cards, I think,
I agree.
with a good top end and a very aggressive bottom end, too. And then, like, the thing is, you also have to think, if you are sitting around, you do have the Legion Guildmage as well, which is just, 6 and tap. Deals 3 damage to each opponent.
Yeah.
So that gets you through some damage, or 2 and tap another target creature, and that could get, they have a big flyer. No.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
Get in there. So the 2 Legion Guildmage give you a lot more flexibility. And if you're against like a really, really fast deck, maybe you take out the Barging Sergeant and the Inescapable Blaze, just because you're trying to get in as quickly as possible, and you bring in like maybe even just like 2 more 2-drops or something like that.
Yeah, throw in like the Skyline Scout.
Yeah,
and,
exactly.
Yeah.
I'm just like,
Yeah.
just go fast.
Go. Yeah. It's the Sonic deck. You just gotta go fast.
I feel bad calling something no blue in a Sonic deck.
It's the Knuckles deck. Wow. It's Knuckles the Echidna, guys.
Well, I think that's a pretty sweet 24 or 23.
Yeah.
Excellent. All right.
I like this deck.
Well, that was a pretty fun deck to build. How do you feel about it, Jordan?
As I love it. It seems really fun. It's just turning a lot of guys sideways, and it came together quite easily. This just set is wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of speechless about it, actually. It came together very cohesively, very easily, very quickly.
So thank you guys so much, and thank you to Jordan from Sickly MTG. Check out her YouTube channel for joining us and building a deck with us. And thank you to Wizards for sponsoring this content. And if you want to build a sweet Boros deck such as this one, why not build your own at your own pre-release? Thanks, everybody. Bye.